Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Lionel Aeschlimann, and I work in finance. I'm one of the four managing partners of the Mirabaud group, established in Geneva in 1819 and family-owned for 7 generations. We manage investments for private individuals, families, entrepreneurs, but for institutional clients as well. Pension funds, private, public. Yes, I work in finance, one of the most vilified, one of the most controversial sectors that exist, particularly after the great financial crisis of 2008. So what am I doing here today among so many extraordinary people, among so many beautiful people working with strong vocations for beautiful organizations, dedicating their time and their life to humanitarian crises, to wars, to conflicts? Well, before joining the world of finance, I had a real job, as they say. Trained as a lawyer, particularly in human rights, I practiced law for nearly 20 years. And the notion of justice, of defending people's rights, of protecting those who have been wronged by somebody stronger or somebody more powerful than them, has always been somehow at the center of my life. In addition, I believe in the rule of law, because the rule of law is the most powerful guarantor of peace, wherever we are. So what happened to me for joining this world? Well, first of all, the conviction, if you allow me to say something personal, the profound conviction that whatever we do, whatever our job, whatever our career, we can always do things in another way. We can always do things differently. We can always respect people. We can always integrate and include others. Even in the world of finance, which is supposed to be selfish and speculative, it is possible to do things differently, in another way, not trying to maximize the profit for the short term, but adopting a long-term view, responsible, sustainable, integrating others. The second point is that in reality, I discovered that there are many bridges, many relationships between finance and peace. I know, it seems strange and even counterintuitive for many of you. But let's think together for a minute about it. Finance, if we go back to fundamentals, is here to serve men and women, the people, humanity. Simply put, finance is essential to the proper functioning of the economy. Just 3 very short examples: loans, credit, infrastructure credit, loans to enterprises, to people, microcredit. Second example, savings. Savings are investments. Financial institutions invest money in economies, in communities, in projects, in enterprises, make the economy run. Third example, pension monies. My teams manage pension monies, pension fund monies. It has nothing to do, I can assure you, with the excesses of finance and the glamour of finance and trying to shoot for the stars. It is a job of dedication. It is a job of responsibility. It is a job of humility. Why? Because we have to be up to the trust that has been given to us and managing the future retirement monies of people so that when they retire, they can have a decent retirement with dignity after many, many years of hard life. I hope that through these 3 examples, I have shown somehow that finance is important for the economy. If the economy is the body, finance is the blood or the oxygen. It is essential to its survival and to its development. But why do we need a proper functioning economy? Why do we need a smooth running economy? Well, it's very simple again, to create growth, to create wealth. And we need to create wealth in order to distribute wealth. Without wealth creation, there is no wealth distribution, there is no inclusion, there is no way to make sure that nobody is left behind. And this is crucial for peace again. Nutrition, education, housing, healthcare, all these sectors require a proper functioning economy. So my belief is that without prosperity, without some sort of economic development, you have no peace possible. And the reverse is also true. Without peace, there is no economic development possible. We know that. I mean, many conflicts in history have shown that to us. Somehow, economic development and peace are the two sides of the same coin. This is my conviction. But there are other similarities between finance and peace. Both actually are based, for example, on something which is extremely difficult to build, but very easy to destroy. I mean trust. At the origin of many conflicts, many wars, there is mistrust, exclusion. And mistrust is based on, fear of the other or ignorance of the other. And once there is mistrust, dialogue vanishes, exchanges evaporate, relationships become strained. Once trust is rebuilt, dialogues becomes possible again, exchanges become possible again, relationships become calmer. So trust, it can be said, is the most important ingredient of peace. Without trust, however, there is no finance either. I will just give you a very simple example you all know, money. Money only works and only exists because of the trust that people place in it. I believe in it because others believe in it. Whatever my religion, my culture, my political beliefs, my history. And money is an extraordinary means of exchange. In all civilizations, it was already the case. Sumerians, ancient China, Romans, Greeks. It has always been a means of exchange. It has been said that money somehow is a social bond. It constitutes a social bond because it allows to build bridges among people through trade. Trade is exchanges, relationships. And during conflict, this is the evidence that money is based on trust. During conflict, trust vanishes, disappears, and the value of money collapses. All the one of you who have been working in different conflicts know that. We also all know that trust cannot be decreed. It must be taken care of, it must be built, it must be maintained. It's not something what we can impose. It's very fragile. And if you look at the etymology of the word trust, it has a lot to do with loyalty, with faith, but also with credit. A creditor, when he lends money to somebody else, a debtor or a borrower, trusts the fact that the borrower will repay his debt upon maturity. So the creditor is the one who trusts. So we see the links and the connection. And what happened as a result of the great financial crisis of 2008? Trust was destroyed. Trust in banks, trust in the financial system. What have been the purpose of all measures taken by governments, regulators, international organizations to restore trust? Is finance to blame for what happened? I don't believe so, because finance has no scheming intelligence. It doesn't exist as such. It's just a tool, a means, an instrument. And like all instruments, it depends on what people do with it. It can be used for the good or for the bad. It can be used to generate employment, investment, prosperity, economic development, or for greed, selfishness. Are greed and selfishness attributes of finance? I don't think so. I think they are, regrettably, characteristics of human nature. Look at the internet. On the internet, you can find Italian poetry, African music, exchanges of know-how, goodwill, intelligence. But it is also used to disseminate messages of hate, of racism, of terrorism. Should we close down the internet for that? No, I don't think so. Should we blame finance for all the evils of the world? I don't think so. I think we should empower people, take responsibility, and work together to restore the proper objective of finance, which is to help the economy, to help development, to finance employment, inclusion, and ultimately peace. Thank you very much for your attention.